Ladies and gentlemen, we're breaking down the mythical, magical poom poom of Erykah Badu, people. Like, for some reason, I don't believe in magic. But from what these men say about her, it's something magical, borderline satanic. And we're going to be breaking down why that is. We're going to be talking about the origins, her background that could possibly explain this magical poom poom energy she has. We're going to talk about the victims that fall to her charms because not everyone's going to fall for her. And also, she seems to have a type that she goes for. And I believe her looks attracts the types that she likes. We're also going to discuss the strategies and the warnings that come behind having this type of power and how it could be toxic, and also the final lessons we can learn from her. All right, because the truth is that you may have religious backgrounds and might be offended by her, but there is some truth behind what she does, and I believe it's worthy to we should learn from her. Okay, now let's look at this. Right, look at these guys. Right, this is pretty much the before and after the Erykah Badu experience, okay? This is Andre 3000. This is him before her. And now this is him, spiritual. What you notice is that a lot of these guys take on her identity. A lot of these guys absorb her energy. And there's a way that she does it, and I'm going to teach you guys. And her method of changing men is actually kind of brilliant, to be honest with you. I mean, it's brilliant, but at the same time, it's common sense. All right. Look at Common. I swear to God, I didn't know why Common changed his style, but now I know. Because of Eric got about Poom Poom here. Pulling, look at this. It legit, she dressed him. Now look at him again from this to fucking like, do you know who the Prophet Muhammad type of shit? Like legit, look at this, man. So clearly she has influence. And I'll be honest with you, from everyone that I've studied, she makes me think, man, fucking Voodoo is legit. Now, look at her origins, okay? Um, her origins is one of African culture, right? She's Pan African, like really into Africa, right? Which makes sense. She attracts guys that are also Pan African. She's into the spiritual, which then she embraces in her seduction. Like she does, she. Well, let me not get ahead of myself. She didn't have a father figure, which could explain why she could be so distant from the guy, why she could just leave him and just walk away from them. And I believe it's a healthy reaction because you could also react to that by being super needy with guys, and she's not like that. She was raised by women who taught her how to be self sufficient. Right? Her mom and granny raised her, and I'll be honest with you, most likely they taught her how to be free from men, which became a core value. Most likely, she might be an avoidant. Her lack of connection with her father might explain her desire to listen to men, understand men, see their points of views, and not exert her point of view in the beginning. That's a logical explanation to that. To be honest with you, not fully, but logical. Um, let's put this right here. Okay. Despite not having a father figure, her reaction to not having a father figure matters because, it's a story of the two boys who were one a drug addict and the other one was a lawyer. They were both twins, and they asked them, "Why did you become a drug addict and why did you become a lawyer?" Like both kids were asked the same question. And what you don't know is that the dad was an alcoholic. Okay, the drug addict kid said, "Well, look at my dad. I had no other choice. He was an alcoholic." And then the successful lawyer kid said, "Well, look at my dad. I had no other choice. He was an alcoholic." The difference was how you reacted to the dad. And I believe her reaction to her dad was great. I mean, she reacted by becoming more independent. It's much better than becoming super, super freaky needy with guys. So I believe that she has a pretty healthy mindset, in my opinion. Now, her point of view that really does accentuate her seduction is the fact that she sees the end in every relationship. She always says that she always talks about growing out of these relationships. And I believe that's really powerful and that matters, right? The next thing that she does really well is that she has high intention and low attachment, meaning that when she likes someone, she likes you. But because of her growth mindset, which I do that in quotes, it also explains why she walks away. And the funny thing is, she lets the guy. Let's not get ahead of the strategies that she uses, but it's this as a guy. This is a fucking nightmare because you can't predict her. High intention. I want to be with you. Low attachment. I could get the fuck out. That's a fucking torture for a guy. Her priorities, which matters, which it channels through in her behavior, is one, independence, art, and spirituality. And that's the core center of it, and her family, obviously. But this is the part that hurts guys the most. Not looking back. Let me tell you something, man. Guys go back to their fucking shit. We go back to our vomits. We're good for that. Any woman that doesn't let a guy come back will always be remembered by a guy for his whole life. Always. And her inability to look back. The funny thing is she's friends with you, but she doesn't go back. And that's a toxic part, in my opinion, right? That's a little toxic, right? You can't be doing that shit, right? You can't be friends with your ex. I think that's toxic. And I think that does add to her toxicity and her allure. Now, let's talk about her powers, right? Her powers, this is an interview, guys talking about her powers. Listen to this part.
Whatever's in her pussy is definitely voodoo, because niggas just don't go crazy. They change their whole appearance. So I was in the Hit Factory one time. They said Erykah Badu in here.
Right?
In here in a different studio. I just packed the whole shit up and came back another day. I don't even want to slip.
You know, the Lord says avoid temptation. And anytime guys talk about you like this, you have a power that they can't resist. They're doing something right. I don't care how many baby daddies she has. This type of effect is legit witchcraft, making people turn into religion as a way to escape her.
By accident with that pussy, man. Because I know me. You gotta know yourself.
It's crazy because that's the truth. One time she was at a concert, everybody like Erykah Badu.
You know what's the funny thing about her is that they say that. Okay, look, man, I'm going to. Okay, look, time out. Let me show you my face, man. I'm gonna speed this up. Let me show you guys something. He says, Erykah. Let me show you something, right? Look at this. Erykah Badu. If you really look at her, she wears a lot of like heavy clothes, right? Like let's change the screen right here. Okay. She wears a lot of heavy clothes. And because of that, because of the heavy clothes that she wears, you can never see her body. And this is actually something that guys talk about, how she kind of has like the Billie Eilish effect where you don't see her body, right? But they say that she has what they call a secret fatty, where she got a fat ass. But you can never tell she has a fat ass by looking at her photos normally. She hides it. And let me tell you something, man. The secret fatty syndrome. The secret fatty syndrome is such a shock to guys. When you got the heavies, when you got the goods, then you hide it. And then he sees it by mistake. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let me tell you something, man. I totally see it. Because this guy's going to talk about it. Let's go back. He's going to talk about it. Look.
Do want to say hi. Niggas just started running down the hallway.
Yeah, y'all stay away. It's dangerous because you know why? She got the secret fatty too.
The secret fatty is the fact that she looks normal. But as soon as you see that fat ass, oh, Lord have mercy. I know. Let me say something. This happens with me with big titties. I don't. This is one girl I dated, man, and I didn't know she had big titties, man. I didn't know that. Oh, she had like, and when I saw them titties by mistake, I was like, holy shit, she's packing heat. She got the heavies. This happened to me a few times with girls with fat asses. Like you couldn't see she had a fat ass. But then you're like, what the fuck? Oh, I love those surprises, man. And I think she does a great job at hiding her body so that when you finally see it, it just hits you because you just don't expect it. When I already know how you look, and I know you look, and I'm like, okay, you got a nice body. But then when I see that fat ass, because you didn't expect it, it hits you. And it knocks you the fuck out. It truly is powerful. Now, let's listen to comment, another victim.
Because she don't wear tight shit. But then when you see her, you like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Let's listen, comment, talk
My
about it.
team was like, they was like,
Talk
you are
about that.
not looking Erykah in her eyes. 'Cause I was like, to be rapping that song and her right there, like, it's like, wait, this is crazy. And I wasn't trying to look too much in the eyes.
Well, because they say that her eyes are captivating, and she got that look.
Take you down. Take you down.
You are keenly aware of the urban legend that men can't look you in the eye without falling in love.
That's why I try to wear, hat. Because I don't know what's happening.
And we're gonna talk about why her outfits look the way that they look. There's a reason for it. Guys get distracted by that. She knows what she's doing, bro. She knows what she's doing. She is not dumb.
Happening. I just,
But how does that affect? Because are you single?
Oh shit! Sorry about that. Sorry about that, people. It's
That's a lot of pressure. So how does it affect? When a man knows I'm going to look at her and I'm never going to be able to forget her.
yes.
That's a lot of pressure.
Women too.
Yeah. Oh,
and that's the thing, right? She's not just trying to attract men. In my opinion, what attracts people is authenticity. It attracts men, women, and children. It's like teachers, right? The coolest teachers were the ones that were the ones that were real with us in school.
And children and animals.
so think any breathing.
Funny, everyone was quiet. I'm like, wait, whoa, oh, Erykah, relax. Right, but I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean.
Thing.
Any living, breathing thing.
So powers are universal. So let's talk about the strategy she uses. The first strategy she uses is that she enters their spirit. Now, what does that mean? Robert Greene, let them know.
7. Enter their spirit. One of the great sources of frustration in our lives is other people's stubbornness. How hard it is to reach them, to make them see things our way. We often have the impression that when they seem to be listening to us and apparently agreeing with us, it is all superficial. The moment we are gone, they revert to their own ideas. We spend our lives butting up against people as if they were stone walls. But instead of complaining about how misunderstood or ignored you are, why not try something different? Instead of seeing other people as spiteful or indifferent, instead of trying to figure out why they act the way they do, look at them through the eyes of the seducer. The way to lure people out of their natural intractability and self-obsession is to enter their spirit. All of us are narcissists. When we were children, our narcissism was physical. We were interested in our own image, our own body, as if it were a separate being. As we grow older, our narcissism grows more psychological. We become absorbed in our own tastes, opinions, experiences. A hard shell forms around us. Paradoxically, the way to entice people out of this shell is to become more like them.
And so what she does is that when she first meets a guy, she even says it, she just listens. She doesn't impose her views on them. She literally becomes dumb early. And what I believe she does after that, after they feel like she's influenced, she pulls away, takes a step back. And then when they come back to her, now they want to be influenced by her. That's the first thing. The next thing that she does is that she uses spiritual lures.
19. Use spiritual lures. Religion is the most seductive system that mankind has created. Death is our greatest fear, and religion offers us the illusion that we are immortal, that something about us will live on. The idea that we are an infinitesimal part of a vast and indifferent universe is terrifying. Religion humanizes this universe, makes us feel important and loved. We are not animals governed by uncontrollable drives, animals that die for no apparent reason, but creatures made in the image of a supreme being. We too can be sublime, rational, and good.
And what this does is that by you because she would have them meditate. In fact, when they enter her house, they saw like fucking spiritual, right? And that became an association. She would meditate with them, do voodoo stuff. And that, I'm telling you, when you mix the physical with the spiritual, it gets hot. Like even women who unfortunately got abused in cults, when they had sex with the cult leader, even though it was abuse and they were traumatized, in the moment, a lot of them say that it was different. It was because it was mixing spirituality, man. It's freaking crazy, and it's like it sucks because it's abused so much, but it does work, right? And another thing that she does is that she poeticizes her presence. Let me give you
12.
guys an example
Poeticize your presence.
right here. Look at these photos.
We all have a self-image that is more flattering than the truth. We think of ourselves as more generous, selfless, honest, kindly, intelligent, or good-looking than in fact we are. It is extremely difficult for us to be honest with ourselves about our own limitations. We have a desperate need to idealize ourselves. As the writer Angela Carter remarks, we would rather align ourselves with angels than with the higher primates from which we are actually descended. This need to idealize extends to our romantic entanglements, because when we fall in
Yeah, because so many people think that you should just present yourself as you are. What you don't understand is that the mind needs the poetic, the divine in order to be memorable. And if you guys notice these photos, out of all the women we've seen in this, she's the one that really plays up the costumes. Let's keep listening to this.
love or under the spell of another person, we see a reflection of ourselves. The choice we make in deciding to become involved with another person reveals something important and intimate about us. We resist seeing ourselves as having fallen for someone who is cheap or tacky or tasteless because it reflects badly on who we are.
So these artists, if you let's look at this, right? And Andre 3000. If you notice this, they have a look, and this look to a guy who is an artist, he loves to have her. It's almost like she's his prize. I'm such an eccentric. Look at my girl, and it plays up to their ego. She becomes their perfect match. You see what I'm saying? And they fall for her. The next thing that she does is that she sees the end in the relationship. And this instills fears in the guy's heart, where they understand that she could walk away. They understand that she could love you, but instantly walk away if you fuck up. Her next thing is her loyalty. She's only loyal to who's in front of her, not to the past. Right? And that lets them know that, hey, I'm loyal to you now, but if you fuck up, I'll be loyal to someone else. Oh, now. Okay. Now, what are the lessons to learn from this? Look, it's important to play up the image. Make sure that how you look represents someone going to see. If you are the nice girl, if you have the look of a mother, for example, like Monica Bellucci, play up the mother role. If you have the little girl look, play it up, right? Literally, like play it up with the way you dress. It instills fantasies. Let them know that let them know that it's not forever. That you understand that I could love you today, but but that things eventually end, and you let them know that. And above all, make sure that you mix your relationship with the spiritual, and do it with them on a consistent basis, and they'll be linked with you with the spiritual lures, right? Other things is having an independent mindset. Have your own career. Don't fully depend on them. Have them admire you for your work. Be good at something. Don't just look good, right? Because Erykah, she's a talented motherfucker. She's a creative genius. So that does matter. Um, but above all things, make sure that you're willing to walk away. That pretty much is one of the biggest ones. Now, what's one other thing? Criticizing her present spiritual lords, answer their spirit. Right? When you first meet people, get to know their strengths, weaknesses, what makes them unique, what they fear, who they admire, who they envy. Understand all of that. And above all, I feel like you're really interested in them. When the guy senses that, they open up, and then once they do that, pull away. pull away. And then once you pull away, let them come back to you. What you'll notice is that they'll start to mirror you. And you will literally start to have the Erykah Badu witchcraft voodoo type of shit effect on them. Okay? Anyways, let me know what you guys think of this. Let me know what other people I should break down, what other seductions I should break down, and I'll see you guys next time. Take